That's why he's sitting in this bit of a gooey energy, this water kind of energy, emotional, because he's realized what this connection really is. He's realized who you are for him. You've pushed him back for the first time, so it made him realize that no, I'm not going to always be there. Love is not enough. I love myself first. I want a real deal. So he started to contemplate, to look back. Things that happened. Six of Swords, it's good energy. It means that he is moving away. He's making things make sense. And it's something that the masculines have to do on their own, because everything that happens between us, right, on this journey, it's meant to be. It has to happen. It's part of a part of a program, I wanted to say, but it's true. It's part of the journey. It's part of the journey that they, and I've mentioned this in yesterday's reading. It was a completely different collective that you can watch that for a bit of an education if you want to. I've mentioned this in yesterday's reading, that it's the role of a masculine written in a blueprint of his soul, that he does this subconsciously, that as long as we're chasing confirmation, as long as we're in an anxiety, as long as we don't love ourselves, he's always going to push us back and give us heartbreak and ghost us to remind us who we are, to show us the direction where we need to go, to remember how to be divine feminine. So as he goes through all this remembering, what have I done? Oh my God, yes, he has to take accountability. Yes, he has to apologize. Yes, serious conversations have to happen. But we would have long forgiven him, because if you are in your divine feminine, it means that you already know that this had to happen. It was part of your soul contract. So now only he has to let go, and he has to forgive himself, because as long as he cannot deal with the past, he won't be able to fully stand in his masculine. Let's do two more, and then we're going to dive deeper into his energy. Death, transformation, deep transformation, and that's on top of that 10 of Cups. I feel like he is really deeply King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. He is deeply in a reflection how wrong he was about what he thought that mattered in life. They are, for a very long time, they're stuck on a shallow level. They think that physical success, money, achievements, travels, conquers, variety of women, parties, right, that it matters in life. And then they realize that it doesn't. What matters is love, is companionship, is family, is partnership, is having home, and everything, every meaning of the word home. That's why we say that this journey is a journey of returning home to yourself, to your divinity. Home, not just as a physical home, but home within someone, within someone's arms. I can trust this person. I can rely on this person. This person is extension of me. We build that energetic home together. There's a deep transformation happening within him on a very spiritual level. Subconscious mind is coming to the surface. He's awakening. He's letting go of the past. He's reflecting. He's transforming. He's realizing what matters in life. What is the meaning of life? Beautiful. Let's see for the Devil. I'm seeing Temperance. 5 of Wands. I really feel he's on this stage of forgiveness of the masculine. If you're a masculine, 11:44. If you're a masculine watching, I do have an attunement available on my website and on my Etsy that you can purchase. It's an attunement that comes with a little bit of description, and it's a very powerful, one of the most powerful attunements I've ever done. To set your energy to help you forgive yourself, so you can use that. And if you don't want to, there's also the self-forgiveness for Divine Masculine episode available free on my YouTube. So if you go to my YouTube and you find a playlist, Divine Masculine Masterclass, Divine Masterclass for Divine Masculine, there's an episode, Forgiveness of the Masculine. It will help you. Because part of this energy is very beautiful. It's his last row, right? but he is facing his shadows right now. He's in a chaos of his own shadows, battling his own darkness. This card is really disturbing. This tarot is very interesting. I'm enjoying it, but some cards are like, but it's good. It like activates you. He is a bit of a, I am sensing a bit of this insanity energy. Let's confirm with emotions. Love. Love. Love is pushing through. That's his first emotion, love. That's beautiful. Especially on top of, that moon, that subconscious mind, higher self, the high priestess, the very feminine energy as well. I feel like he's very much connected to your energy and to your higher self right now. To the love. It's like when they start to awaken and the veil is lifting, they start to subconsciously, through telepathy, because we're always connected, they start to feel our love. Because when that happens, it means that the feminine, you would be already sitting, we've done your energy so we know, but that we lead the way, remember. So that can only happen when the feminine sits in this energy of, you would have already created the frequency of union on a level of 5D as a creatrix. You sit in love, in acceptance. You love him. Yeah, you're going to love him from far because you also love yourself. And now you remember that your role is to be the spiritual teacher, to be the bar setter and a gatekeeper of the divinity of both of you. So you're not going to allow nonsense. But when the veil lifts for them, they start to feel our love. And the more they feel our love, how much we love them and how much they actually love us, and it's faced with the errors, what had to happen in the past, it's brutal. Because you're finally realizing that you had this woman that is the other part of you, it's extension of you, and she has loved you all this time with this pure, raw, unconditional, deep love that anyone dreams of. What we have is what people search the worlds for. And what I did was abandoning, ghosting, disrespect, other women, yada yada. It's pain to realize that. It's pain. I feel, you guys know that I always say this, when a masculine goes through that, my heart goes to them. My heart goes straight to them. It is pain. Not like we don't go through pain in the beginning of this journey. It's same level of pain. We both have to go through this, but to face your own, dismissal, avoidance, it's pain. But it's beautiful. Pain is growth. Powerless. That's not good. When we feel powerless, we think that we're stuck in a situation, then don't we have control to change. He would be now thinking that, what can I do? What can I do? I don't think he thinks that it's like, how can I make up for this? Maybe, he found that courage, he reached out, and for the first time, you've broken a cycle, you pushed him back, and now he feels like, what can I do for all the things that I've done? Well, he has to go through this. When I want to read the final paragraph. When we heal, we understand that we are not victims of fate. We are, in fact, masters of our destiny. Instead of feeling powerless, we can always shift our approach through accepting whatever comes towards us with gratitude and openness to grow. So he just needs to shift. He needs to understand that you standing in your power, it doesn't mean that you're rejecting him. It just means that you're teaching him just like he taught you. He needs to understand that he's not powerless, because when we surrender, what is truly ours will always be ours. The thing is that the role of the masculine in this connection and on this earth is to ground into existence what you as a feminine have created as a creatrix. So we as we heal divine feminine, we create the frequency of union in 5D. So we start to live our life, we're happy as if union already existed, because separation is just a physical illusion. We're always one, right? So we're deeply connected to our masculines. We live as we already had union, right? And then what he has to do is to take action. Masculines are builders of this world. They're architects of this world. So as long as he feels powerless, he still is a little bit in this mentality of victim of fate. Like, I want the universe to bring this to me on a silver platter. I thought that I will just poke you and send you one message and you will run to my arms. He needs to understand that now what he needs to do is make amends, apologize, take accountability, make effort, put in dedication, put in devotion, put in consistency, put in work. That's masculine energy. That's what shows that he's ready to become the architect of this world. True man. Enthusiasm. And it's funny because you had you had that card as well. So he's coming into more happiness, enthusiasm is a beautiful card, because it means that you cherish life and you understand what's important, and especially that's on top of the 10 of Cups. You understand that it's the partnership, it's love, it's being able to sit on your porch with a woman you love and have that morning coffee and have a conversation, or sit down in the evening on your sofa and hug and watch a movie. Those are things that matter in life. Not parties, not shallow friends, not, travels, parties again, money, physical success. No, it's complete, no. And he understands that. I'm hearing that what makes him smile most these days is to dream about you and your future together. I'm going to start freaking crying. You guys know me, I'm a sucker for these things. Which means that he's realizing that it's not a possibility to attend the greatest party of the year with the most powerful people on earth, but it's just to sit on your porch with a woman you love. Maybe that's what he dreams. It's coming to my mind. I was literally seeing like two people sitting on a porch. Maybe he wants to build you a house like Noah. Love that movie. That's what real men do. We have denial. He's gonna need time. You're gonna have to give him time. This is, I don't think it's like you even considering giving or not giving. You just are. The door is open and I'm just living my life, right? But it's deep energy, it's reflection energy, it's beautiful energy, but there's gooiness, there's still not powerless and denial. It ain't masculine. I feel he's getting there, but he's not. Let's do these to sort of confirm where he's at in terms of his masculine energy, the divine masculine deck. But I feel he's still denying a little bit, not so much his shadows I'm hearing, but I feel he's denying that he can change, that he's powerless. He probably would be thinking, I can't change the future, I can't change myself. It is this powerlessness. Nonsense. Future doesn't need to be changed. Future needs to be learned from. Once you've learned your lessons, you energetically let go of the past. It's closed and you become a better person. You won't erase it, but you not have to. You don't have to. You have to embrace your past. Thank your past self. I've covered this in that episode, Forgiveness for the Masculine, so you can watch that if you're interested. He's gonna get out of this. He just needs time. Right now, there's no escape. Develop mindfulness, which is beautiful, but he would be a little bit in this mindfulness because this is, subconscious mind emerging, connection to higher self. So he would be sitting, maybe he's even, masculines oftentimes they don't go into like this full on meditation, but maybe he spends a lot of time and I don't know, I'm seeing someone in his bedroom, sort of with the lights off and just looking at the ceiling and just thinking, contemplating, which is good. Mindful of his emotions, I'm hearing as well. Communication is a two-way street. Communication is a two-way street. I think this is what he's thinking, because that's on top of that, remember, reminiscing, holding on to the past, that he never could communicate with you. I want to read this card to you. When we are wounded and bound by shadows, especially when we have been silenced or unheard in the past, we develop overwhelming desire to express ourselves, our needs, opinions, and views. We become numb to the voice of another person, and in consequence, we start to silence them, just as we have been in the past. There's no real communication without listening, with understanding and compassion. This card invites you to work on your communication skills, introduce empathy and active listening, training yourself to respond instead of reacting. Start from evaluating your communication style and recognizing disruptive patterns. So maybe he's thinking about the past and your past conversations, that he was never listening to you. I mentioned this. There's a reason it came to my mind when we were doing your part, that he wasn't thinking, how are you feeling when he's going to be leaving, abandoning, disappearing, and feeding you with gaslight and nonsense. How would you feel? He was thinking about himself. So he would now be realizing that he wasn't, and there's also a reason that in your energy we were feeling, you're one mind, one consciousness, right? Divine's one consciousness. Telepathy is incredibly strong, and the closer we get towards union, it gets stronger. So there's a reason I mentioned to you that in your energy I was sensing that you want to rely on someone because you could never rely on this person. So maybe they're thinking about moments in the past that they weren't there for you even as a friend. Maybe when you were seeing each other, you had some sort of a physical and some sort of a trouble and grievances. I'm hearing loss, so maybe someone passed away in your life, be it a confirmation, be it a person or a pet for some of you. Sorry, I'm hearing, which is a brutal experience as well. And he wasn't there for you. Maybe he's starting to go towards those moments when he was ignoring, when maybe even a couple of times you voiced this for him, that I need you. I want to talk to you, want to be with you. I need your presence. And he ignored that because it wasn't comfortable for him in that moment. He would be reflecting on how one-sided it was. And given that this card is about communication, and you had some sort of a communication that didn't go the way he wanted to, he would be thinking, how do I communicate better? Two more. Oh, we have 3. Okay, let's take it. Does this support the life that I desire? And that's on top of that, perfect life, picket fence, right? And transformation. So he's starting to realize that he would be thinking that past years of his life is, if not his entire life, he's actually dedicated for chasing things that he now knows that has zero value in life. Shallow friends, this posh life is the reason it's coming to mind. Maybe he wanted that life, with that Casanova energy that we had. Maybe he liked that life, Maybe he was someone that is impressed by people with money, expensive restaurants and clubs, and it's not, he's realizing it was not really what he wanted. Unboxing abundance, confirmation. And unboxing abundance, this card is about understanding that true abundance is having what you need at a given moment of time, and true abundance is not money on your bank account. It's abundance of love, abundance of time, abundance of physical things as well, but it always comes as a byproduct of a life of alignment. It cannot be a objective in itself. And we have freedom number 77. I kind of want to read through this card. Maybe it's important, although this is a super long reading, but we're just going to do the other deck. Freedom is not only the ability to make choices without restriction, but also to act without limiting beliefs, shadows, allowing our... Masculines, they're obsessed with freedom, and for a very long time they think that love, relationship, commitment, it will take away their freedom. But what actually takes away their freedom is shadows, conditioning, shallowness, right? So he would be realizing this. He had it all wrong. He's awakening. Just give it time. Just give it time. It's brutal. And there's also an episode in my masterclass about freedom, so you can go ahead and watch that to have better understanding. All right, let's do a couple of these, because we're not going to do part 4. This already has been a very long reading. Let's just do this to confirm. Patience. I'm hearing a couple of things with this. He's in very deep reflection of the past, of events from the past, of his own emotions as well. 2 more for his first... Oh, too many. 1, 2 more. We have Libra, so maybe he's a Libra. And we have naughty thoughts. Okay, so with this patience, self-love at the bottom of the deck. With this patience was I was hearing a couple of things. Maybe there is this overall energy of patience and understanding that it's going to have to take time, that his healing right now, his awakening is going to have to take time. Maybe he's also feeling that it's not going to be as easy as he thought. For a very long time, they think, because we were always available to them, so for a very long time they think that, oh, I'm going to return when I'm ready and she's going to take me back. And now he's realizing, like, it may not be as easy. But I was also hearing that he may be actually hoping that you're going to be patient with him, that he may be hoping that it's not going to be too late. I just want you to know how much I miss you, how much you mean to me. It's been difficult moving on without you, but I'm waiting for the perfect time to return, and I'm trusting in the process. I feel this is a message from his higher self to you. I'll read that again. I just want you to know how much I miss you and how much you mean to me. It's been difficult moving on without you, but I'm waiting on the perfect time to return, and I'm trusting in the process. All this reflection that he's realizing that he would know that he has to offer something. He has to offer communication. He has to offer more than he was offering. I don't like that, because it's a little bit of the strategy energy, like waiting for there is no perfect moment. And on the journey of masculinity, they have to realize that. It's now. You take the reign. It's this Chariot card. They're not going to receive a sign that it's time. That they will have to be the ones that it's time. We have odious opinions. That's why I was thinking that maybe there was a lot of people around you and around him especially that were telling him that this is never going to work out, that maybe there are some, differences. There's in divine pairings, there's always, a societal issue, whether age gap or financial gap or different cultures or different locations. There's something that in soul to soul love, it doesn't matter and it's completely insignificant, and that's the whole point of this connection. We teach that people that has nothing to do with love, but maybe he had advisors in his life that would tell him that it's not going to make sense, that right, that he's better off free, better off on his own. I know I acted as if I couldn't make up my mind about our relationship, but it was really because I was scared of hurting you and scared of hurting me. It's exactly that. He was scared to be vulnerable. He was scared you would break his heart because he felt for you more than he ever felt before. He didn't trust himself and his masculinity, so he was scared that he would hurt you. Naughty thoughts. I can't help but I want you physically and mentally. And you're all I think about when I'm alone. I'm lost in my thoughts. It drives me insane. Insanity, remember? I was sensing inside he would be. This is this moment, of the journey when tables really turn. They start to feel exactly how we feel in the beginning. When the feminine awakens, you go crazy. You don't know what to do with yourself. Your continuous awakening. Your gifts are getting activated. You constantly think. You feel him in his energy. When he's disappearing, we feel physical pain. It's madness. It's madness. It's complete madness. It's insane. It's madness that could as well push you to doing something very drastic. And many of divine pairings, we have those kind of experiences from past lives, that the remembrance of that, it's always brutal, and it's something that we have to heal. There's a reason it's coming to my mind, but and then we heal and we come down, and it's sort of a reverse with them. They come into this madness at the end, and this madness drives them to finally deciding, now I'm not going to wait for a sign, I'm not going to wait for perfect timing, that I have to do it now. I cannot go on with this woman, right? So he would be with, and there's a phone in here. So what's coming to my mind, maybe he's a little bit obsessively looking at your photos or whatever content you're putting up, or some photos that he had of you. Maybe you together. Rebuilding. That's good. He's a little bit lost, he's a little bit powerless, he's going through a very difficult emotional storm, but he wants to rebuild. And the fact that it's on top of patience, yes, there's longing that's going to push him one way or another at one point to action. But patience means that he understands that rebuilding will take time. So it's important, because the masculine, they have to come. When they're not ready, they return, and then if you don't say exactly what they want to hear, they get upset, they get triggered, and they go back into separation. True masculine understands that even though you're going to push back, even though you're not going to say what he wants to hear, even though we're going to be, I don't really know, because we're lost at that point. We don't want to get hurt anymore. We love ourselves, right? We want to protect ourselves. He understands that things need to be rebuilt. Gemini again, so that's confirmation. And we have Libra and Gemini, so air sign is important. I wasn't always there when you needed me. He would be thinking about that. And because it's on top of those odious opinions, so maybe it actually happened a couple of times in your pairing that, I don't know, that you needed him and you maybe called him or texted him, and that you needed help, whether that's actual physical help or emotional help, support. You were vulnerable, right? And he chose something completely meaningless and shallow. So instead of let's say it's coming to my mind that maybe you called or you texted that you want to see him, you don't, and he chose to grab a beer with his friends or with his buddies and whatever. Maybe he even shared that you want to see him, and his friends said oh whatever, she's already trying to trap you. But it's really, in those situations, you guys, we can never bring this on those friends. You choose your friends. You freaking choose who you listen to, right? There's negative energies. It's easy to point fingers. Oh, because I was confused, because they told me this and that. But you listened. You choose your advisors. Fragmentation of a soul. You guys, there's a reason I mentioned to you guys, remember, past life experiences. So the hardest thing to overcome, one of the hardest things when we talk about divine pairings and past lives, it doesn't happen to all divine pairings. It's a subconscious remembrance of a soul if we've lost each other, especially the masculine. So if we were taken back to the spirit realm too early, and they actually either they've witnessed it or they held us in their arms, so it's a horrible trauma to overcome. And especially if it happens because this connection in the past, remember, we only get activated to this journey at that last rodeo, that grand finale, when we get a chance to get into union. All past lifetimes that we've been together, we're not activated. So it seems like complete madness. Again, I've done an episode about this. But it's especially painful when they lose us because we take that decision to go back, because we cannot go on in this madness. The madness of not having them, of the longing of them choosing other women, other life, other things, pushes us to end things. And it's an incredible trauma. For them, it's subconscious. It's our job as the feminine. So maybe it would be a detail. Maybe you've done a soul recall. Maybe even recently. It's our job to heal the soul, to heal past lifetimes. And we do that in a variety of ways. For shamanic journey, if you yourself are sort of a energy worker and shamanic, you work between the veils, you may do it yourself, or sometimes we use the assistance of a healer. Sometimes we do it more in an energetic through dreams, right? And then just through meditation. There's a variety of ways that this can happen, but it would be a detail that it's here, and it came to my mind. One more. Spiritual practices. You guys, this is good. Age difference. Confirmation. You would have an age gap. So maybe that's why those advisors, amazing advisors, will say to them, oh, this older lady, oh my God, she's going to want to have family and kids and get married. It's going to be so boring. You're better off alone, like being single. You can connect to whoever you want. Like, oh, have fun. And now, look at you. All you want is this woman. Interesting. Spiritual practices. I'm healing myself through meditation and spiritual practices. It's the only way I can make myself whole. We have some beautiful cards here in his energy, you guys. So he knows he needs to rebuild. He knows he made some poor mistakes when it comes to karmic connections. It's normal. They have to go through this. He knows he didn't give you the attention. He knows he was afraid of this love. And I really like the energy of this fragmentation of his soul and spiritual practices. It means that he's awakening and the veil is lifting. He's actually engaging. He understands it's a spiritual connection. He maybe he's learning from you, even if you have an online presence or you've become spiritualist. I mean, we're all healers, we're all spiritualists, but we go into different directions. Divine feminines, it really depends on your path. But there's a reason. Remember, I was also seeing him in a room. So maybe he tries to meditate, or maybe he goes into contemplation. Maybe there are some, spiritual practices that sort of call him and called his attentions. I'm hearing yoga nidra as well. So maybe that's something that he tried to calm his mind to, or maybe, going to that self-forgiveness. Maybe he's trying. It's very rare for them to go to a healer, but maybe it may be detail for some of you that he even realized that he needs some support to forgive himself in all this. All right, my sweet angels, it's good. It's all good. Let's see how things unfold, but you don't need me at this point. You're sitting in a very beautiful energy, in your divine feminine energy. When those things happen, It's all going to be good. It's all going to be a matter of time. I will be back next week with your 2025-2026 reading. So if you're interested, definitely check it out. I color code my collectives. So we're going to review your 2025 and do some 2026 guidance and predictions. I love you so incredibly much, and I will see you next week. Bye!